There's a quote by Carol Levitt, who's a master in the rehab world, who says, "He who treats the site of pain is lost." And so oftentimes the area where the issue is not really where the issue is. I use the analogy oftentimes as like a traffic jam. So if you're like driving down the highway, and especially if you live in Nashville, you're very familiar with traffic, and you're familiar with 4-lane highways all of a sudden becoming 2-lane highways. And then there's like a big bottleneck, right? So it's like if you're driving down a 4-lane highway and then there's an accident, right? And now all of a sudden 2 out of those 4 lanes are shut down. All the traffic then has to get diverted into those other 2 lanes. And so everyone that's in the traffic, they're all mad. They're, flicking each other off. They're late for work. They're pissed, right? But that's not where the problem is. The problem is in the lanes where there's an accident. And so even though the people that are frustrated are in the lanes that are open and they're flowing as they should, the problem isn't looking in those lanes where the traffic is. We actually have to address the fact that there's this accident that's blocking these other 2 lanes. And if we can open up those other 2 lanes, then traffic can flow smoothly again. And so in that analogy, it's like your pain site is where the traffic jam is. But that's not oftentimes where the problem is. Most of the time, there's something else going on that we actually have to address and open up. And now the traffic can flow freely. And now there's no longer a traffic jam in that painful spot.